Okay, so in today's video we're going to be answering the big question: should you buy Far Cry New Dawn? Yes, no, maybe, possibly. Hopefully this video of me giving my opinions on Far Cry New Dawn could help you figure out whether or not this game is for you. Obviously, I'd like you to bear in mind that this is not a review and I will be judging the game based on what I've played so far, which is by no means the full thing. So I'm definitely not qualified to review it, and I cannot tell you whether or not the game is good or bad. However, I can tell you my feelings about the game so far. So without further ado, let's just dive straight into whether or not you should buy Far Cry New Dawn. Far Cry New Dawn isn't too dissimilar to Far Cry 5, it's in the same setting, barring the fact that it's now completely nuked to shit and everything's pink, like stupidly pink. The only difference besides that is a fairly big one, and that is that Far Cry New Dawn sports light RPG elements, such as having to loot everybody for crafting materials and ammunition and things, and enemies having health bars. And I would be lying to you if I said that's my favourite feature. I personally don't think that enemies having health bars thing works, but we'll get onto that in a moment. But beyond the aforementioned differences, Far Cry 5 and Far Cry New Dawn are fundamentally very similar. So if you enjoyed the gameplay of Far Cry 5, then this one isn't too dissimilar. However, the main difference is of course the light RPG element, which now dictates that all your enemies will have health bars. And those health bars are divided into 3 tiers. Tier 1 enemies are essentially cannon fodder, you can shoot them a few times and they'll go down. Tier 2 starts to take the piss a little bit, especially in a little pushed situation, but Tier 3 enemies like bears and things will really fuck your day up. The game doesn't really provide any tactics for dealing with higher tier enemies besides from getting better weaponry. However, if you're confronted by a higher tier enemy before you're ready, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're immediately gonna die. You can run away or fight it very intelligently if needs be, moving around a lot, and you can actually bring down, say, a bear really early on that way. Fortunately, bullet sponges are few and far between, but I would consider these tier 3 enemies to be bullet sponges. However, these damage sponges are nothing compared to some of the enemies that you'll find in, say, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So though you'd think that the health bar thing would make an impact on how the game plays, it really doesn't make too much of a difference, but it is there and it is something that you're going to want to consider. And beyond this, like I've said many times now, the game runs and feels like Far Cry 5, just completely over the top on the pink. Alongside the over the top pink, my massive peeve with this game so far has been the dialogue.
Oh, hairy titties. I don't see a way back up, my pal. See if you can find some other way.
The dialogue isn't terrible, but there are a few characters that you will find in this game that will talk in a way that will make you think, who the hell talks like this?
Oh, thank goodness. You're so nice. I'm Bean, creator of Wikipedia. You know, your one-stop shop for maps and intel. Wikipedia, just the tips. But here's the rub. Wikipedia is in danger.
Onto missions and side quests and things, they aren't the best that I've ever played in any game ever, but they're kind of what you'd expect from Ubisoft. Don't get me wrong, it brings me no pleasure to say it, but I just have to at this point. As you'd expect from Ubisoft, most of the quests are very gameplay reliant, which can be quite fun as well. Just a lot of the time the game favours that over telling a story alongside it, which makes the quest not as compelling as it could be. When it comes to the game's main story, it's Far Cry, so of course the focus would be on the villains. In this game it's a couple of twins who seem to have taken control of a gang known as the Highwaymen. I mean, say what you will about Vars, Pagan Min, or even Joseph Seed, those were quality villains. These I'm not entirely sure about, but that's probably because early on in the game there's not really much screen time with these two, and I'd like to learn more for sure. But they are very power crazed just like all the other Far Cry villains, so they're at least doing something right.
Go fuck yourself.
Huh. Okay.
You done?
By the way, I saw that coming from a mile away when I started playing this. So this game has me thinking maybe it's time for a change from batshit crazy villains. I don't even know what these twins are called. It's probably the first time in the history of Far Cry that I've actually forgotten the antagonists' names. Overall, the acting is fine in this game. It's what it should be, so I really can't complain. Moving on, graphically this game is quite pleasant. Like I said before, it's got a really light coloured theme and pink is everywhere. but beyond that there is a very aesthetically pleasing game. Performance wise I haven't run into too many blips. I play PC and here are my relevant specifications if you want to compare them to yours. On the glitch front, it isn't the most peachy experience I've ever had, but I haven't been playing this with the day one patch since I got early access to it, so I'd imagine glitches like grabbing hold of a ledge only to magically be below it or something being cut out pretty quickly. But as far as glitches go, I haven't suffered any that are game breaking. Though this is more a performance thing, when I tried to stream the game, the first thing that happened when I fired it up was it crashed to desktop. After that, it was fine though, it was probably just my PC being a dick. I've also run into this a couple times where when firing up the game it turned my microphone volume up to 100, which made it sound like when I was recording my funtages I was raping your ears, so it ruined that footage. But again, my PC is a massive cock and I'll own that, so it could just be a problem on my end. Character customization is fine, it's a little on the dry side and it's very limited in what you can do, but at the same time you're never actually going to see your face, so what does it matter? Of course there are moments where you can see it, and at the same time I'd imagine in online it's visible to other players, which is why more variety would have been nice. But honestly, as far as issues go, this is by no means a major one. As far as allies go, I was going to say something, but then I got distracted by the fact that there's a sniper called Nana, and what a beautiful creature she is. When it comes to bingo, there's only one winner when she's around. Furthermore, this game has introduced us to a very beautiful weapon, that being the saw launcher. It cuts through enemies really easily, it will hit a second enemy if there's one nearby, and it bounces off of hard surfaces, which makes for one hell of a formidable wild weapon to carry around, because you can essentially literally kill two birds with one stone, if that stone happened to be a serrated metal disc, and so it's a very effective and fun weapon to have. But that's just a minor thing. Anyways, overall, Far Cry New Dawn is a decent experience. It's not the best game ever, but then again at the same time it's not the worst. Furthermore, the launch asking price isn't even full AAA price, so it is a smaller scale game, though I'm curious as to what it's meant to tide us over until. I think this game suits two groups of players above all else. First of all, Far Cry fans. If you're a big Far Cry fan, then you're probably going to spend your money on this game anyway. And the second group are players who prefer gameplay over story. Because although I'm sure there is a story, but from what I've played, I'd imagine that this game is more gameplay heavy. And all I've played so far is supporting that thought. And so if you're after a crazy shoot 'em up Far Cry game, this game probably won't disappoint there. But on the side of the story, I can't make any promises. Hopefully this video has helped you come to a decision as to whether or not Far Cry New Dawn is for you. I can't directly tell you whether or not you should buy it, but I can tell you what audiences this game seems to be intended for. And it would seem like that audience is Far Cry fans, people who enjoy a bit of light RPG element, and people who prefer gameplay over story. Of course, I'd like to give a thank you to Ubisoft UK who spared me a review code for Far Cry New Dawn, which helped make this video possible so early. But anyways, be sure to let me know what you think about Far Cry New Dawn down in the comments. So, thank you all for watching, I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to go ahead, leave a like, subscribe, share the channel with your friends and all that wonderful stuff, and I'll see you all very soon with another video at some point.